How do you do spiritual work? How do you keep struggling towards the next level, whatever that means for you in your journey? I think it's about finding good teachers, and they can be hard to find in person. And oftentimes the dead masters are the ones that are the most living. And so I would recommend the works of Dion Fortune. And this is the first book I ever found from her, The Training and Work of an Initiate. You can see the Tree of Life there. She is also written on the Kabbalah. Dion Fortune is incredible because she was working around the time of Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley, while a genius, was not what you would call a nice guy. Dion Fortune was. She was fond of practical jokes. She was a strong leader, and in a time when females weren't as much leaders. She got into mediumship and channeling, and she actually channeled something from what they would call the ascended masters. And so she formed some occult chapters that are still alive today, actually, based on these teachings that she channeled. But not only was she doing what they might call taking information from above and simply passing it on, she was also a really brilliant academic on the occult and very practical. She would write about what these forces are and how you harness them. And often she would put explanations of what she thinks is happening, but you can tell that's not the point. We're not supposed to figure out where these things are coming from. When scientists think that 90% of the universe is something called dark matter and dark energy, and we don't even know what those terms mean, there's obviously something else going on here, but we're not supposed to figure it out in this lifetime. When you believe in reincarnation, as most occultists do, then you take what you've learned from those past lives. In this life, you just learn the next thing. You just have a couple more lessons to learn in this life, and then you die, and then you get to do it all over again. And it's actually very comforting that way. What's great about Dion Fortune's work is that it's so practical. This book especially is a small, thin little book, and it's very much the path to take. And there's no easy ways to do this stuff. It is a lot of self-study, studying how the universe works, and learning as above, so below. And speaking of, since this is really TikToks for my kids in 10 or 20 years, you'll find these little symbols all over the place in the books. And this is something I recommend for anybody getting into reading who has a visual eye to them, is to start a symbol system in your notes in books that kind of help get you a visual thread for the things that come up a lot. For me, as above, so below comes up a lot because if you study science, it just repeats from the cosmic level to the quantum level. And so that symbol has become very important to me, and it's nice that I came up with my own little symbol for it. And so that is part of alchemy and part of the history of the occult, is coming up with symbols to get these ideas into your head. And so I think Dion Fortune is an amazing person to study if you're into any of this stuff.